Good energy today. That's what it's all about, boy. As Juan Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Once again, I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. You do not rise to your level, you don't rise to the occasion, you fall to your level of preparation. Again, had another one of those days where mentally before I'm saying, legs are kind of tired. I'm going to probably just do 4 miles. Ended up doing 6 miles. That's all mentality. That's all preparation. That's all mentally knowing, hey, I get the first miles rough, but give it some time. Get yourself right. Get yourself into it a little bit, and then see where your level of preparation feels, right? That's the mentality. That is mindset. That is worldview. That is you deciding not to let the bullshit get to you and find a way. Like eye to tiger, you got to find a way to keep your dreams alive. You got to find a way day in and day out to keep going. Keep going. Whatever you got to do, just fucking do it. All right, just fucking do it. And that leads me to today's Move Swiftly thought. We're going to discuss one of my favorite sports broadcasters, even though I completely disagree with all of the nonsense that he was spewing about Shedeur Sanders. I understand that Rich Eisen and Primetime used to work together in NFL Network, so they boys, they boys. So he, in my opinion, is paid to say a lot of just complete nonsense about Shedeur Sanders, which is probably why he's in the news these past couple of days. Rich Eisen, but let me just say that. Let me start by saying that, but just know I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of Rich Eisen, particularly because I, like him, am a psychotic, diehard Michigan fan, and for the past 4 years, it's been pretty good. It's been pretty damn good. Not only is he a big Michigan fan, and I know his takes after these monumental Michigan wins have been classic, but his tone, his style, his pitch, the way he brings an audience in, the way he, interviews people, I picked up a lot from just watching him in terms of just the charismatic approach, but yet still entertaining and funny. He has a very good blend in terms of the way he interviews people. In fact, I'll give you an example. There was a time way back, now this is pulling it all the way back, when Donovan McNabb, he used to play for the highlight of his career. He's a quarterback in the NFL. Highlight of his career was when he played for the Philadelphia Eagles when he had his best years, and he got traded to my hometown team, the team I'm a diehard fan of for the NFL. He got traded to the Washington Redskins, right? And there was a lot of things going on between McNabb and T.O. back when he was in Philly. A lot of drama, a lot of stuff going on, a whole lot of stuff going on. But one of the secondary receivers, he wasn't the primary receiver. His name was Kevin Curtis. He had Kevin Curtis was one of the receivers in Philly as well. But there was T.O., obviously the main one that had the number one target. But then you had a smaller name. I say a smaller name here, just somebody who was like a second go-to guy, whatever it is. And Kevin Curtis, right? So anyway, I watched the press conference with Donovan McNabb when he first got traded to the Washington Redskins, and Rich Eisen actually interviewed him, and you could tell Rich Eisen. The question was, so at the time when McNabb was when he was traded to the Redskins, T.O. was a free agent at that point. And we had Mike Shanahan, and Mike Shanahan was this big-time Super Bowl winning coach and all that kind of stuff. So there was a lot of expectation. So anyway, Rich Eisen was interviewing him, and, the expectation or the question that the media was continuously asking is like, will they bring in T.O., with McNabb? Will the Redskins, because again, that's the kind of stupid shit we would do, right? But they asked them, so they're doing the interview, and it's like a virtual interview, and Rich Eisen is interviewing Donovan McNabb, and he goes, yeah, so apparently there's a free agent on the market, and I'm just wondering how would you feel if the Redskins go ahead and sign Kevin Curtis? And it was funny. You kind of had to know the backstory. That's why I spend so much time talking about the backstory, because you have to know the backstory. Is it McNabb is expecting the question of T.O. to come up, and then when he hears the name Kevin Curtis, they all start laughing and stuff like that, because he's like, oh boy, Rich Eisen, you got it. And I mean, this was like way back when I was in college that's happened, and I didn't realize how much I learned from those small interactions in terms of just how to communicate on camera, how to be a great broadcaster, all that kind of stuff, right? So the reason I'm bringing him up is because the news has come out that Rich Eisen is set to go back. He's going back to ESPN. Now, for those of you who don't know, he spent some time ESPN. I believe he still does some stuff with the NFL Network, but primarily where I tune into him is on the Rich Eisen show. I actually just did a thought about what he's doing when he interviewed Coach Harbaugh and stuff like that. And I'm bringing all of this up because of the importance and the understanding of what it is all about in this day and age, in 2025, when you're talking about becoming a personality. You have got to develop your own independent voice, your own independent style, your own independent tone, your own independent platform, and that, a lot of opportunities are going to be made available to you. But if you're not developing your own individual voice and being able to, you see how Rich Eisen has his own tone, his own pitch, to where I can remember certain things. If you're not doing that, then you will not make it. You will not survive. It's going to be a very, very challenging thing for you to really get people to buy into your work if you don't separate yourself and start to move away from the masses and develop your own tone. That's why it's important to develop. Like when I talk negatively about the mainstream media, it's particularly because I have already developed my own tone, my own voice, my own presence online, and my take differs from a lot of the people that they bring on. But at the same time, it's the mainstream media that allows me, as you can see, there's a kind of a blend there where I'm looking at what they're about and I'm testing myself, I'm constantly developing and working towards getting better, and it all boils down to mindset, all right? So the mindset has to be, what can you accomplish on your own, what can you create on your own in your own platforms, and then if the opportunity comes up to collide, the opportunity comes up to collide. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to, him being back on ESPN, but I was going to listen to him regardless. It doesn't matter whether it's on ESPN or the Rich Eisen show. I definitely love his show and love what he's all about. So all that being said, main website to check out to dive deeper into all the work I'm doing. It's makeyourmove.com. That's makeyoumove.com. One-stop shop for your teamwork and your self-development needs. As one Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker. Checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.